This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's only dedicated, award-winning Formula One podcast as we wrap up the Speckled Jim Turkish Grand Prix. A wonderful gesture from FIA, commemorating the world's worst fighting cock, Speckled Jim, but dearly loved by the Formula One community and was this podcast's finest mascot and friend, wasn't he?
Yep.
Taken from the F1 world prematurely after the tragic cockfighting training incident with the Dippy Bird. And it makes sense that Turkey would be the race named after that beautiful, smooth cock, Speckled Jim. After all, Turkey is where Speckled Jim spent much of his downtime and where he had that passionate love affair with that slutty turkey, Esmeralda. What a lovely turkey that one was. Delightful. So let's just get a bit serious. It's time to get this mildly amusing podcast underway. Two slightly overweight middle-aged Aussie blokes getting dressed up and dressed down whenever the mood is right. So please sit down and shut up, because it's time to go head first. It's down and make Formula One great again. G'day, Luke.
G'day, Adam.
How are you, mate?
Oh, it's good to see you.
Oh, big race in Turkey. Big race.
Wet,
Seven-time
greasy.
world champion Lewis Hamilton. Wet, greasy, slick.
Right, mate, you Speckled Jim.
Yes, the Speckled Jim racetrack.
Got that honey sauce.
Oh, delicious.
Wet, greasy.
Beautiful. Chop suey.
Yep.
Delightful. So, Lewis, 7 times.
7-time world champion.
Yep.
Official, done, sealed, signed and delivered. What are they going to do for the next 3 races?
Yeah, good question.
You're going to fuck things up. You're going to change it up. Are they going to try and change the way the race is going to be?
Yeah. Good question, Luke.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing to play for now. Sure, there's third in the constructors, but no one gives a fuck except
No.
for those 3 or 4 teams that are in it.
No.
And then there's fourth in the Drivers' Championship. Again, no one really.
No one cares.
No one gives a fuck.
No one
except for the
cares.
4 drivers that are in that.
Yeah.
So let's have like muck-up days. Let's
We
give the drivers paintball guns.
let them run around,
No, not run. Drive.
drive around
Drive around with paintball guns and shoot each other.
naked. You got to be naked in your cockpit.
Naked driving. That's why it's called a cockpit.
Yep.
You got to be naked.
Cocks are flapping about, and you got a paintball gun, and you're just shooting.
Yep.
Gee, that's
Shooting.
fun.
Yeah.
Gee, that's fun.
That's my idea anyway.
I love it. No, I love that. Let's write that. Can we write that down for ideas for making Formula One great again?
There's so many we've
Add
got.
it to the list, Luke.
It's a lengthy list. It's a scroll.
It's a huge, delicious. We need to turn up to Liberty Media again and give them the fresh 2020 version of our making Formula One great list. Some rippers. I think mostly yours.
We'll have to send them via carrier pigeon though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get tested just to give them
Yeah, of course.
an envelope.
Give that pigeon give it the vaccine that it deserves first.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to risk any more
Yeah.
pigeons, any more wildlife.
I'll give them a bird flu vaccine.
Yeah.
Not give them a COVID vaccine.
Never helped Speckled Jim much, did it?
No.
That Dippy Bird did not care
No.
for the vaccine.
I reckon that Dippy Bird was the cause of COVID.
Yeah. It started with that Dippy Bird.
Yep, and we ate it.
Yeah. It wasn't bats.
Yeah, it was us.
It wasn't bats in China.
It wasn't pangolin. It wasn't the wet markets.
Nope.
It was our wet appetites.
Yep.
Enjoying Speckled Jim's tenderized body.
Our thirst for blood sports.
Do you know who's stupid? Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
He's confessed it a few times. I never
doesn't.
believed him until last weekend.
Yep.
The Turkish Grand Prix.
Yep.
He called himself stupid numerous times, and it's well deserved.
Yeah.
He had second place home and hosed, and he just fucked it up. Third last corner of the Grand Prix, runs deep.
Oh.
Everyone had pretty worn tyres, like there's no grip. And he is on the wet stuff where there is a drier line on the racing line.
Yep.
He spins off, Sergio goes underneath, Sebastian Vettel slides underneath as well. Charles Leclerc is left banging his steering wheel and calling himself
What an
stupid.
idiot. He does. He loves to berate himself. That's how
He
he
does.
gets up in the morning. He looks in the mirror and he goes, Charles, you're not so handsome.
You are stupid.
You're a stupid boy.
Your mother is stupid. Your father is stupid. Your brother is stupid.
His parents have got a lot to answer for.
Yeah, one of them's dead, so
Yeah.
maybe cut him some slack there. But
True. No, good point.
maybe that's what his dad woke him up to every morning. Just slapped him every morning. Goes, you are stupid,
Yep.
child. You are stupid.
Stupid boy. Now get in your second-hand Ferrari. Because he's from Monaco.
Of course.
Monegas.
Yeah.
They've all got Ferraris.
Is there poor people in Monaco?
No.
Okay.
The poor people have the second-hand Ferraris. That's what they... So they are poor. In terms of Monaco standards, they're very poor.
Very poor. Destitute.
Yeah, pretty much. Homeless.
Living on the French Riviera
Yeah.
with their second-hand Ferrari.
Second best champagne and second best caviar.
Oh,
Yeah, not top shelf, middle shelf.
terrible life.
Yeah, no, it's not easy.
Some people have
Poor
to
little
live.
fella. Oh, speaking of stupid, Max Verstappen.
Impatient Max.
Wow. what
We've
an
said it
idiot.
once, we've said it a couple of times, and it will not stop. This man will never win a world championship because he is not consistent. He doesn't play the long game. He's like someone with ADHD.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't wait for 58 laps to get a race win. I have to win it on
Right
lap
now.
14 or 15, or wherever the fuck he was behind Sergio Perez. He caught up to the back of him, and he got into his... He was side by side, and he's pulled in and got right underneath him. And with that much rain, like with wet weather, you need downforce.
Yeah.
And being that close, he has just... Who was that
So
from?
that's my phone.
Who's that message from?
That's my dad.
Oh, how's Dad?
Yeah. He's very good.
Good luck
He's
with the podcast?
Very good. Yeah,
What
he's
is it?
actually wishing me luck.
Oh, good.
He said, just heard the intro. Disappointing. Reference to Speckled Jim. Overused.
No,
You can't overuse Speckled Jim.
No.
What a lovely cock.
no, beautiful,
That fighting cock.
beautiful, tenderized, not so meaty cock. He was
No.
quite lean.
Yeah.
You would think he had some kind of meth addiction
You would, wouldn't you?
with his leanness.
Yeah.
And he scratched a lot.
Very, very itchy.
Mm.
He had that skin condition, didn't he? Bit of was it eczema?
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 Yeah, yeah.
Emphysema.
Eczema
Well, he had that with emphysema.
and psoriasis.
And so he was a 30 a day man.
Yeah.
Pack a Winnie Blues.
He had,
Always on the fags.
yeah, he had fluid in his lungs.
Yep. He didn't look after himself. Considering he was a prime athlete,
Yeah.
he was, the top of his game.
Oh yeah. For cockfighting, that's what you need. You need a rooster with psoriasis, eczema,
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to get in that ring.
dicky eye, crooked neck,
If you went blind, drugged up,
athlete's foot.
yeah. Yeah.
He had gout.
Gout did. He
I didn't
did.
even know chickens could get gout.
He did.
But he had gout.
Hobbled around.
You know who needs gout? Max Verstappen.
Hmm.
Because I think... I just want to get back to Max. Because it was so fucking
Beautiful
stupid.
segue.
You were way too close. You knew it. You spun. You lost over 14 seconds. You lost 3 places. You had to pick because you flat spotted all your tyres. All you had to do was just lift, wait, get him on the next lap. That's all you had to do.
Yep.
But you couldn't. You had to get it done then because for some reason, the last 40 laps of the race, you weren't going to be able to make a move on Lance Stroll later on in the Grand Prix.
Yep.
It was silly, and this man will not win it if he doesn't change
He won't.
the way he drives in a consistent manner. Like the guys that are consistent this year, who aren't featured in the third championship, Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton. Sergio Perez sitting fourth in the championship, fourth in the Drivers' Championship. And Lewis Hamilton, he's a 7-time world champion.
Yeah.
You need to be consistent. You
Yep.
need to finish. Like, sure, you can have some bad luck. Like Max has had bad luck with some the Imola, where he had the deflating tyre. But, the other races you need to finish. You need to be up there. He could be fighting for second in the championship, but he's
In the
not.
third championship.
No.
The championship.
The actual championship
Absolutely.
that was all one and done.
Yep.
Lewis Hamilton, 7-time.
I can't believe that Perez is still without a drive next year. It's surprising. You'd think that surely Red Bull. Come on. Alexander's really not showing much. I think, obviously they're going to try to be loyal to him first. What do you reckon the odds of keeping Albon are for Red Bull? More than 50-50?
I wouldn't like if Gasly hasn't got the drive for Red Bull, and I mentioned this in the last podcast. If Gasly's won a race, Gasly's driven really well this year.
Yeah.
If he's already been confirmed at AlphaTauri, Kvyat and Albon are going to be in fucking Red Bull because Gasly has outdriven Albon this year.
But is he not locked in? Isn't Gasly locked in?
Gasly's locked in with AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
So, like, if he's not going to Red Bull, like I'm saying, that would be that's the no-brainer. If you're going to look at the 4 drivers, who's going to drive? Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly. You're not going to go, no, I think I would choose someone else other than Gasly. Albon, no. Not a chance.
Yeah.
I like Albon, but he's just... He's not going to...
Where does Albon go if he's out of a drive? He's gone.
He'll be out of F1. I think Tsunoda will be in at AlphaTauri for next year. Give Honda a kind of little peace pipe before they bow out of Grand Prix racing.
Yep.
Maybe even Red Bull can kind of keep a couple of Honda people around to make the engine go.
So are you tipping Perez to be driving a Red Bull?
I'm tipping someone outside the Red Bull family to drive for Red Bull. If it's not Perez, it's Hülkenberg. But Hülkenberg has said that all talks have gone incredibly quiet.
I don't think Hülkenberg... I mean, you saw what Dan did to him last year. I don't know how Red Bull could pick him up.
No.
I don't think they could do that.
I think he jumped in and I think with a car that suits him, he's done really well. Like, he's jumped into a racing point. He's got third in a qualifying. He's got 2 8th places from, for the second race he didn't have any seat time.
Yep.
His seat time was qualifying.
Yep.
So in terms of fitness and endurance and being able to get the Max, you need someone that's going to support Max.
Yeah.
I think the difference between Perez and Hülkenberg is clearly driving style. Perez is someone who'll go with a different strategy, who can, take care of the tyres, run a little bit longer. So that may, that's good that they'll have a different kind of driver for a different kind of strategy.
Yep.
I don't know. My heart wants Hülkenberg, but Perez has done such a good job this year. He deserves his place in Formula One.
Yeah, totally.
One of those two deserves a place at Red Bull Racing. I'm sorry, Albon, you haven't.
Lovely guy, just not shown enough. Not
haven't blown us out of the water.
No.
Red Bull haven't done a good thing by Gasly, haven't done a good thing by Alexander Albon to just promote these guys well ahead of their time.
Too young, inexperienced.
It is. Like, for some people, it clicks. Like, you look at Max, he's jumped into a top team and it clicks.
Max and Charles, 2 perfect examples of young drivers that are awesome and have stepped up. But some don't.
Yeah.
The pressure's too much.
Yeah. I bet you look at Charles. Charles made a lot of mistakes going to Ferrari.
Yep.
So I don't think Alex will be there. I don't think Alex is the best candidate to support Max and support Red Bull Racing to fight for a Constructors' Championship. If they're not going to be up there or thereabouts, if you're going to be that far back and if you're going to be inconsistent, I don't see how you can stay in the team. They need a driver who's going to keep them up there.
Yep. Luke, big show. Big show coming up. Oh, chock-a-block. We're going to hand out some seriously good awards.
We've got great awards.
Producer Pete has been busy whittling the awards out of some lovely, lovely oak. Some American oak, actually. It's come in from the forests.
Oh.
Yeah, the northern part of America.
That's what that pallet was.
Yeah, big pallet of timber. So he's been very busy whittling some awards. You're going to hand out. You get to pick the winners of the awards, of course, as is tradition. Hand in the paddock, Luke. Very popular segment. Robert Kubica, Poland's #1 man, sexiest man, voted 4 times in a row. Robert Kubica is on the show, hand in the paddock.
And got all those after his accident.
Yes. Yeah. Well, people find him more...
He was a hideous man before.
Horrible.
But since the accident, he is an absolute...
As soon as he got out of the car and his body was twisted and contorted,
He's an aesthetic delight
the
in
ladies
Poland.
went crazy for him.
He can do masterful things with that hand.
Oh, my goodness, that arm is
Just ask
perfect now.
Sebastian.
Yes, we're going to... No, speaking of which, 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel is on this very little Aussie podcast.
Excellent.
This is not a little Aussie podcast. Well, if you look at our downloads, sure, it might look like it's a little podcast.
It's like golf. The lower the score, the better it is.
The better it is, Luke.
It's kind of like an in-joke between a lot of
Yes.
friends around the world. Azerbaijan, thanks for listening. Canada,
Shout
America.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got like 40 countries listening. Not all at once.
No. Very, over many, many years.
They creep. They listen.
They're very creepy. Very creepy. Guess who's on this podcast today?
Who?
Dan Ricardo.
I didn't even mention him in the last one.
Didn't you?
No.
Did you have him on hold the entire podcast and you just forgot to cross to him?
I had my phone on Do Not Disturb,
Oh, no.
and I got 3 missed phone calls from him.
Look, I get the feeling that if we don't answer a call from him soon, because he's dying, he's desperate to get on this podcast.
I didn't think he would be, but he is.
He is. If we don't get him on soon, I've got a feeling he ain't going to want to call us back.
We'll get him.
All right. Well, he's on this podcast
Today.
today.
Yeah, it's today.
He is on this podcast today. In fact, he's on hold.
Now.
Should we cross to him now, or should we just...
No,
We'll
we got
do
some
the
things.
intro, and we'll get the awards and stuff, and then we'll get on this stuff as well. Oh, then we'll get Robbie Kubica and stuff. We'll do Dan later.
Dan's there.
Dan, if
He's
you can
not-
hear us,
not going
we're
anywhere.
getting to you in a minute,
See?
mate. Well, just hold your horses, big fella. We'll get to you in a second. We get an update from the new proposed Formula One race for 2021, the one that everyone's talking about, the Monaco of the Gold Coast. The Nerang Grand Prix. Beautiful Nerang. Describe it for me, Luke. Nerang. You're a travel agent and you're selling it to the world.
What would I say?
What would you say about
people who
Nerang?
say, listen, if you want to go somewhere where no one has ever gone before from an international country, you're going to go to Nerang. You think of all these backward places in the world, you're like, I want to go somewhere that the locals know about and the rest of the world doesn't know about. And that is Nerang.
I want to go where there's never been a tourist, where there's nothing to see.
There's no infrastructure.
There's nothing to do.
There's nothing of significant interest. I mean, if you want to get, they
the
call
beat.
it Nerang Vajazzle, or
Yep,
it's
yep.
it's herpes, at the local prostitute. Lovely prostitutes
Lovely.
there.
Always
Some of them
discounted.
have bullet wounds.
Yeah.
There is one girl who is. She has
We've all
Something-
We're all familiar with her. Everyone that's visited Nerang is familiar with.
just think
Sheila.
about a delaminated tire that would describe this woman's undercarriage. There's no grip on that tire
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. We're all very familiar with her.
It's hairy.
Yeah. But she's so accommodating, Luke.
It's like custard.
But she's such an accommodating, lovely lady and loves
She
playing.
can accommodate a lot of things.
She's very yeah. There's not too much she can't handle, Luke. Let's put it that way.
No.
She loves board games as well.
No, there's a beautiful Nerang River.
There's a Nerang River.
They've even got schools there. They have a Nerang Cinemas, which is one of the shittest cinemas you'll ever visit.
There is a metal detector on the way in.
It's a giant one, goes around the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't want to get out of the car.
No.
Too dangerous.
Yeah. No, it's a lovely place, Nerang.
Beautiful place for a race.
Beautiful place. Hey, is that the new catch line?
That could be.
Is that the new tagline? That's the tagline.
Beautiful place for a race.
The Monaco of the Gold Coast, the Nerang Grand Prix, a beautiful place for a race. On all the signage.
It's a great place for racism too. Very racist in Nerang.
Very racist.
Yeah.
Lots of
If
Nazis.
you look different,
Oh, good luck.
don't come by.
Good luck.
No.
Good luck. Like Pete, producer Pete.
He'd get in. He looks like people from Nerang.
Well, being
He's a
being-
knuckle
being
dragger,
an-
mouth breathing moron.
he's an Indigenous Australian. So
He's also an indignant Australian.
both, but he does avoid Nerang at all costs. Yeah.
What's that, Pete? Can you come a bit closer and say that?
Producer Pete? No, he's just wondering.
No, he didn't want to.
He's
You know
what producer Pete does do on this podcast is he maintains the high quality of audio that you're enjoying right now.
Ah, thank you, Pete.
Wherever you're listening to us around the world, producer
Great
Pete
job.
is responsible for this crisp audio, high definition, and its
If
content.
he knew how this worked, he'd be very impressed.
He would be.
He just pressed some buttons. And
Often referred to as the hardest working man
Oh.
in podcast showbiz.
we would be nothing without him. I mean, the amount of effort and time this man puts into this podcast.
He's very good. And often we've dabbled with firing him. Yeah, it's true. We'll be honest. We'll put our hand up. We'll say, we almost fired him.
We gave him a sabbatical
We suspended him.
for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But
There was the inappropriate touching. That didn't help.
no, well, it kind of
It was enjoyable,
made
but
me happier. But
yeah.
well,
What can you do?
it's Pete.
It's Pete.
We just kind of live with him.
He's a darn good whittler of
Oh,
awards.
one of the best whittlers in the world.
What a wonderful segue.
What a wonderful whittler.
What a wonderful whittler. Before we do the awards, it was a great segue, but I'm going to ruin this perfect segue with
We had a segue?
the whittling of the awards. We're going to get into the awards.
Yes, we are.
But before we do that, see, I've just ruined the segue. As is tradition here at Formula One, F1 podcast, Formula One Grand Prix podcast. That's not the name. That's not the name for it, but I just added extra in there.
It's got a good ring to it, though.
It is tradition at F1 podcast that we must wear the native outfit of the featured race, Luke. Out of respect for the host country's customs, the host country's traditions, and it always feels good to get dressed up for a podcast. It just feels right. A couple of Aussie overweight blokes.
I don't know why the podcast don't do it.
It's weird that no other podcasts get dressed up for a podcast. Seems weird.
Especially in respect of the host Grand Prix.
Country Grand Prix. And it being Turkey, as we are looking at the Turkish Grand Prix, we're about to look at the Bahrain GP, but we're wearing the Turkish national traditional outfits, hand-whittled. You, sir, have a look at what you're wearing right now. You've popped it on in the dark. Let's release the blindfold.
Is this backwards?
Nope, that is the right way around, my good man. You are. Sure, you've noticed one little eyeball is a bit skewy, the neck's a bit crook.
I'm not Speckled Jim, am I?
You're Speckled Jim. You are the Turkish Speckled Jim Grand Prix mascot. You're Speckled Jim, your bloody feathers, and you just look terrible, like the world's worst, ugliest cock. And I am dressed as that dippy bird that caused so much damage.
Oh, you bastard.
Everyone hates the dippy bird after what he did to Speckled Jim. I'm also covered in Speckled Jim's blood, but I, unlike Speckled Jim, are looking a lot healthier. So that's what we're wearing. It makes sense on the podcast. If you'd like to check out what we're wearing, we're going to post on socials, are we?
Sure we are.
Yeah, we are.
Just like we're going to get Daniel Ricciardo on the podcast.
Just going to take a photo of ourselves.
Any second now.
Just smile, and there we go. Just took a photo of us wearing our outfits. Okay, now, speaking of awards, let's get to these beautiful awards that Pete has whittled for us. The first award of the rank is the Green Award. Here it is, Luke. There it is. The Green Awards.
Very sturdy.
The lowering of the carbon emissions.
Yep.
Who was the responsibly driving their Formula One car to reduce emissions this week, Luke?
Well, it all started on the warm-up lap to the grid. When the drivers leave pit lane to line up on the grid, and then half hour before the start of the race, Giovinazzi had a little bit of a spin, and then they dug him out and they put him back on, and then by lap 11 he was out of the race. So Giovinazzi, for saving 47 laps of fuel,
Wow.
it goes to you, my friend. Well done.
Well done.
Pizza man Antonio Giovinazzi
Hey.
for thinking about the environment,
What are you doing? You're playing a buzzy.
lowering your carbon footprint.
Well done.
Here's a green award.
Well done to you, sir. And that will be sent to you via the carrier pigeon that we've vaccinated and is warmed up, ready to go. We can't visit you, obviously. We're not allowed to. No one's going anywhere.
The pigeon also has a mask.
He's wearing a mask and is socially distanced responsibly. The next award up for grabs is the UG E-Day Award for dangerous driving. Wasting everyone's time.
There we go.
Oh, man. I do this every time.
It took you about a year to get his name right, and then you got his name right, and you got the reason.
I think because I get so excited by the fact that I now...
Maybe I'm going to move.
Yep.
Well, the Pastor Maldonado Award is there, but you've jumped to UG.
I jumped it. Yeah,
So I think as soon as you read Pastor Maldonado Award, you go, right, I know who that is.
it's danger. That's danger.
That's dangerous.
Sorry. Who wasted everyone's time out there today, Luke?
Well, the one with the championship on the line, the one who had to try and keep it alive for another day to fight, but it wasn't.
Fucking Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas.
What a waste of space. Gifted the best car for the last 3 years. What has he done with it?
Fuck all.
Come on. I mean, he is half the number of points Hamilton is in the moment. It's not... At least the talented Rosberg, or the untalented Rosberg in your book.
Oh, the untalented Nico. Yeah.
Sorry, the untalented Nico. At least he won one. One.
Well, he did win a world
He did.
championship.
He did, and it was close.
And then he pissed off afterwards. He's like, never going to be able to do that again.
Yeah. Finish on a high.
Yeah.
But Bottas, come on. What has he done? What is he good for?
Well,
whoa, nothing.
What he has got is the UGE award for wasting everyone's time.
Wow, it's something, I guess.
It should be. You should get that at the end of every year, really.
It's a lock-in.
Wasting everyone's time in a
Just
Mercedes.
call it the Bottas Award.
Now, he does have an above average moustache for Movember,
True.
but it's not good enough.
No.
It's no Nigel Mansell. It's no Graham Hill.
No, it's not. Nigel Mansell, best moustache of all time.
Oh,
With Tom Selleck. Great mustache. Magnum PI. Great mustache. The next award is the Pastor Maldonado Award, Dangerous Driving.
there we go.
Here we go.
Dangerous driving.
Hello. Welcome back.
So this one is going to the man who not only spun on his own, then he hit Esteban Ocon at lap 1, and then he continued to spin for the rest of the Grand Prix. And that's Valtteri Bottas again. Well done.
Wow. Valtteri.
The other Finn, the wingman, you name it, second place, number 2, Valtteri Bottas. For dangerous driving, he could not keep that fucking thing straight.
Fuck. Hopeless.
I thought being a Finnish driver, like Kimi Raikkonen, you drive on ice,
Yes.
drive in slippery conditions,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to keep the thing straight.
You'd think so.
Apparently not. Good luck to him.
Good luck.
Wear
Next
the hair.
award is the Lickett and... there it is. Lickett and Senate Awards.
Yeah, it was less. There wasn't a lot of great licking and sending moments. Like, it was the wet race, so it's kind of predetermined. I know that Lando Norris going into the last corner into George Russell, he was kind of sideways, and that was
Yep.
a very good licking and sending. But purely because Charles made a big mistake, we're giving it to Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time world champion, for making the move underneath Charles Leclerc as he drifts wide, and you have Sebastian Vettel come through to take his first podium of the year.
Well done.
And when he stepped onto the podium, he had the beautiful Mexican flag behind his head,
Oh,
just to...
beautiful.
It's like they've gone, right, it's going to be Charles, and then it's... But I'm like, how many Mexican flags they want up there?
You can't have too many.
No.
But,
It's the only flag with 2 animals on its national flag. There you go.
Yeah, one's a bird, one's a snake.
That's correct.
Is that right? The next award is the Effing One Podcast Award, Luke. Who gets that?
We're going to give this to a track of the weekend, which was Turkey in Istanbul. The beauty of the track being a brand new surface. There wasn't a whole... I think in one interview on WTF F1, those guys do a great job over there. Far more entertaining and popular than what we are.
Oh, God, yes.
Probably not as entertaining, actually. I think
As this podcast?
not as entertaining as us.
Really?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're nowhere near us.
All right.
They're not funny. But
This is in the top 30 Formula One podcasts.
34,
35, maybe
500.
5,000.
We're up there.
We're definitely...
We're punching well above our weight.
Yep.
But yes, we're giving it to the Turkish Grand Prix circuit for slippery conditions. They couldn't get any grip the whole weekend. Even in the dry conditions on the Friday, there was no, since they had relayed the track, there'd been no racing on the track since it had been relayed, and the cars were not getting any grip from anything. It was much worse than Portimao. And
It does make for exciting driving.
It does. It
It's a
looks
spectacle.
It looks very difficult.
Mm.
It looked a handful, and I think you want to see the best drivers in the world take on difficult circumstances. I think a lot of people were upset that they didn't get to see the cars going flat through turn 8. But we got a really good race from it, so
Yep.
suck it up,
Yeah,
princess.
I love it. I think every track should be freshly laid down with some nice fresh bitumen and just let them go for it. Let them slide all over the place and then throw down some water and some oil. Just
Yep.
let them go for it.
Yep.
The Speckle Jim Award. Oh, old Speckle Jim. Namesake of the Turkish track as well. The sponsorship, Speckle Jim track. Who won the Speckle Jim Award for just being bloody awesome?
So the Speckle Jim, the medal that we hand out is you get 3 2-1 votes for best on track, like best on ground you would have in the voting system at the AFL's Brownlow medal.
Yeah.
So the best driver gets 3 votes, the second best driver gets 2, and the third best driver gets 1. Everyone else can fuck off. I'm giving 3 votes to the man who led the majority of the race early on. I'm giving to Lance Stroll.
Oh,
Not only did he get his first pole position, but he then stayed out in front and gathered quite a momentous lead.
wow.
So purely on that showed a bit of Speckled Jim grit, stayed out in front, was dominating the Grand Prix
Yep.
before unfortunately getting a little bit of damage, and he went backwards quite quickly to finish in 9th. Not a great way to end the Grand Prix, but they did find a little bit of damage that caused the graining, which caused his tyres to go off. And
Is that what happened? Like, that's the problem. He was so far in front.
Yeah, they found damage on the underside of his front wing, and that caused graining, which he complained about. He didn't get any graining on his first set of tyres, but he did on his second. And, he couldn't really control the car. And he went backwards pretty
Just
quickly.
So fast. He looked like he was going to win the thing.
He was dominating. He was dominating his teammates.
was
Out in front by 20-odd seconds ahead of Lewis. And
It was wet. He thrives in the wet. He was looking perfect. And then put some new wheels on, some new boots. Rubbish.
yeah, unfortunate for
What a
him.
shame.
Then the 2 votes is going to Lewis Hamilton for winning the race under difficult circumstances. He stayed cool, calm, and collected. It was a race of patience, which something Max Verstappen doesn't even know how to spell.
Yeah.
There's probably other things he doesn't know how to spell as well. Bit of a dullard. But Lewis Hamilton gets 2 votes for the Turkish Grand Prix for his win, for his 7th World Championship. He deserves 2 points for that. And I've given 2 1-pointers because I couldn't split them. I've given 1 point to the man in 3rd position, Sebastian Vettel. Got up to the frontish early and drove a really patient, considered, sensible race. And then when everyone just spun or fell in front of him, he just took the next place, just worked his way up slowly and slowly. And he drove a very, very good race. And he got 3rd position, well deserved. But I'm giving the equal point to Carlos Sainz. He went from 15th on the grid to 5th.
Yes.
Drove a phenomenal race. Was right behind Charles Leclerc over the line towards the end. Had a penalty against him in qualifying, which pushed him back a few places, started 15th, but finished in 5th. A great finish for him.
Kind of easy to have forgotten his race, though, isn't it, Carlos? You kind of forget.
Yeah.
You think Sebastian, amazing. Lewis, I mean, those 2 cool old heads coming to the fore. Perez, another cool head. All the young guys coming and going.
Patient, playing the long game.
Correct.
58-lap race.
Yeah.
Not like these dive bombers. Max Verstappen.
Leclerc,
Do you still hate him?
Bottas, yes. Max. Oh, I enjoyed every moment of Max. Spun off twice, I think. 2 embarrassing spins at least. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he's going to win a championship until he... Well, I don't think he's going to... Hands down, no, full stop. He's not going to win a world title. Speaking of world titles, any superlatives for Lewis? Seventh title, equaling the great Michael Schumacher. Is he as good? Is he better?
Well,
What
he's
are your
he's,
thoughts?
he's going to get a knighthood. They're going to call him Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Fair enough.
Maybe they call him Sir Douche Canoe.
The douche, Sir Douche.
Sir Douche.
Oh, I like that.
Sir Canoe.
Yeah, Sir Canoe. That's nice.
You go and go, hey, Sir Canoe.
Hey,
What?
Sir Canoe. Hey, Sir Canoe. Oh, very
He'd
nice.
never know.
Never know. Very good. I mean,
Sup-
he's got to be the best. But then you think he's in the best car. He's in a car that has dominated the last 7 years. And Michael never had a car that dominant.
He had dominant vehicles in the early 2000s. He fought for world championships in 94, 95. 2000 was close. The rest, he came close with Alonso. I think if he didn't break his leg in 99, he would have won 99 easily against Mika Hakkinen.
Yep.
But, Lewis has had more races. Like, there's more races now than there was back then. I think you're looking at like 17 or 18 races in a Grand Prix season when now
Right.
you're in your 20s,
Right.
23 next year. Vietnam dropping out, but they've left that date open. Hopefully they go to Sepang. Love to see them back in Malaysia.
Love to see them at the Monaco of the Gold Coast, the Rang GP.
We've put that forward. We've slipped it with a $5 bill on top of it.
We've
That's
put
what the
a-
budget allows.
We've got our big fiver in there.
Without Speckled Jim. Speckled Juan has gone completely rogue.
Do we know where he is?
I don't know where he is.
The son of Speckled Jim.
I've put him on
Speckled
some
Juan.
milk containers to find out if anyone's seen Speckled Juan.
Speckled One is a fighting cock, like his father was.
Yes.
The great Speckled Jim.
An offspring of Speckled Jim.
Yep. Speckled Jim wasn't a great fighting cock, but Speckled One, the special one, we had great hopes for. We thought that he would be a world champion cockfighter.
I'm always curious as if Speckled Jim had sex with someone. Well, had sex with another chicken, obviously.
Well, no, it was the turkey.
it was the turkey.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
Because Speckled Jim spent a lot of time in Turkey, which is why this Turkey GP was named after, in honour of Speckled Jim. So he knocked up a bush turkey. A dirty old bush turkey called Esmeralda.
Did he have any partaking in this, or was this... So I don't know if Speckled Jim would have that much of...
Oh, well, Speckled Jim was little.
Moves.
She was a big bird, so he had to really... I think he jumped on board when she was sleeping. After,
He jumped on board.
Correct.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
he'd
yeah.
know which end to go at.
Well, I think he thought that he was in a
I think he
cockfight.
probably put his beak in a few wrong places
He did,
first.
yeah. But she was knackered. I mean, she'd been working the streets all night, so she didn't know the difference between...
So it may not be his child.
Well, that's what we don't know. I mean, that's why we need to take a DNA test. That's why we need to get our hands on Speckled One so we can find out if it's actually the son of Speckled Jim. I'm so confused right now. For someone who's just tuning into this podcast for the first time,
Go back, listen to all the others, come back
there's
and...
2 seasons worth
re-listen.
of gold that you need to get through first before you enjoy this podcast.
Yeah. This will all make sense
This will make
if you sit
complete-
down for a couple of days, don't sleep and listen to all the other podcasts, and then you'll come back and go, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
You
now I
should,
know what he's talking about.
like you do on Netflix when you binge watch Tiger King, the Tiger King.
Yes.
Do the same for this podcast.
That's
Sit
right.
down, get a packet of crisps, get some CCs, get some chocolate, your favourite soft drink. Sit down and binge listen to F1 podcast.
Jeez, I love some CCs right now.
Me too. Some Doritos.
There's some chocolate,
Me
there's
too.
some soft drink.
Ah, fuck.
Next
Anyway,
podcast, we'll have a feast
we need to.
that isn't just health food, thanks to Mum.
No more health food, please. Mrs. Luke, your mum makes lovely
I'm going to
food.
see if I can put all that weight back on within like a month. Could
By
be,
the way,
could be an effort.
you look fantastic, Luke.
I have to pay you every time you say that.
Unbelievable. You've lost a lot of weight.
I have, but I had a lot of weight to lose.
Yes, true.
I was rotund.
we should probably have a chat to Robert Kubica, hand in the paddock.
Our hand in the paddock?
Yeah, hand in the paddock. Man on the ground. Mm-hmm. He's at Bahrain this weekend, running around with that dodgy arm of his.
It's dodgy everything about him, really.
Very much so. Poland's sexiest man, 2020. Let's cross over to him.
Hand in the paddock, hand in the paddock, it's hand in the paddock with Robert Kubica. Robert Kubica. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hello. Sorry. I've been testing myself. I have a croaky throat. I wasn't sure which. I did that COVID test into my, I thought it was my anus. It was my mouth.
So you can self-test.
I've been self-testing. I got so confused. I popped my finger into my mouth.
Oh.
Oh.
That's for the end result.
Yes, not good. And I had just tested Sebastian Vettel again.
That's the third time today.
Third time today. He likes to be
It's
tested.
only 11 a.m. over there.
I know. It's just first thing in the morning. I wake up for coffee. I get knock at door. Hello.
You do a very good Sebastian impersonation. I give you
I'm
that.
okay. Well, look, let's say I'm a stand-up comedian when I'm not also a COVID tester.
You really?
Yes, in
Give us a
Poland,
joke.
in Poland, I'm very funny. Okay, here's a joke for you. A donkey and a pig walk into a bar, and they say, "Hey, why are you having bar and drinking at the same time? It's only 2:00."
Oh, God.
You get it?
Oh, that's a killer in Poland.
You get it? It's a
Polish people get that
Yeah,
one.
lost in translation.
Yes,
That's
it's
okay.
very poor translation there.
Very bad.
Who's probably been the most reluctant driver to test?
Lewis Hamilton.
Really?
Lewis Hamilton is not the very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not very...
Consenting?
Bashimala Babuska. Babashima Buska. What is the translation of Babashima Buska? Oh, he has tight anus.
Ah,
Very tight anus, and he does not like to be...
suppose that's a good thing, though.
Well, he's the opposite of Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel has his anus is like a sleeve of a wizard.
Oh,
It is
really?
flapping in the breezes.
That's-
It is like a curtains in the hotel room.
Substantial.
You can grab the curtains and you can enter, or you can wipe them, and they just flutter in the breeze. That's Sebastian Vettel's anus.
Oh,
The curtains.
curtains.
Yes. The red pinky curtains, I call them.
The red.
Pinky,
Pinky
curtains.
curtains.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad they're not brown.
No, not
Keep
brown.
it at pink.
Yes. So, yes, Sebastian has been bothering me quite some time. He likes COVID testing.
Who's your favourite to test?
Oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniel, the personality, Ricardo. I love him. Oh, he's a funny guy. I always love when he's talking and then he's a crazy accent, and he loves you guys. He always says about the Effing Fun podcast how much fun he's having to listen to this podcast. And
He's always on hold waiting to get on and
yes.
talk to us.
He is such a great humor, though. He does not mind sitting on the phone waiting for the chatting of this podcast. So
Does he also like sitting on your hand?
not so much.
Doesn't like it?
No, he does not like it too much, but he knows a job is a job.
Does he have a safe word?
Yes, he says, "Honey badger." He screams it loud, very, very loudly. I slowly insert, and he screams, "Honey badger!" I say, "Okay, Daniel, no problem, I get it. No
you
more
pull back.
penetration for you." And then I test, I lick. It is the only way to test.
Of course.
If you want a clean bill of health with COVID, you need to taste the COVID. Yeah, you know what I mean? You have to look at the COVID in the eyes and you say, COVID.
Can you see by your finger? Can you go, I think, like when you did
Yes.
Lance Stroll's and Sergio's, did you look at it and go,
Yeah,
I think that's it? And then when you taste, you're like, yeah,
yeah, that's it.
confirmed.
I
So it's a visual and a taste.
Yeah, sensory. It's a sensory thing. You look at your...
Does it smell?
It's COVID test. The COVID smell.
Yes. Compared to normal arse smell to COVID
Yes.
smell.
It smells a little bit like vinegar. Have you had
Vinegar?
pickled fish?
No.
You've not tasted pickle?
No.
It's a little bit like pickled fish. Yes. I like pickled fish. Don't get me wrong. But when I see the COVID, I look the enemy right in the eye. I say, COVID, you are gonna die.
So you see it,
You see?
then you can smell it and go,
You smell?
that's a bit COVID-y.
That's a bit COVID.
And then you
taste it?
go, yeah, that's 100%.
Yes, you have COVID. Sergio, you need a couple of weeks off. Just please stay in your house, in your room.
Do you wear a mask when you perform these?
I try not to.
Or do you have one of those Toto
Vi-
Wolf
A visor,
salad bar? Covers.
a salad spinner. Yes, I wear a salad spinner on my head, and it keeps locks in the freshness, keeps out the COVID. That's very important.
It is very important.
Very, very important. I've had such a great time with you guys. Really.
Hey, thanks
Yes.
for giving us the
No, it's
inside
okay.
information in the
No,
paddock.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me on the show again. I love this show.
It's good to see you.
It's so nice. Thank you, guys. Goodbye. Oh, wow. Very nice. What a lovely
He's a great
guy.
man.
He's a good guy. Oh, boy.
I tell you what, he takes our testing very seriously.
He does. He loves to test. We found his passion. I think he was a bit lost.
After Williams.
Yeah, after he got booted out of Williams.
Still got a point, though.
Yep. Got a point.
Do you know who didn't get a point? George Russell.
George
Still
Russell.
doesn't have a point.
Correct.
George Russell.
Poor old Georgie boy.
Oh, George.
Oh, dear.
So I want to wrap up some things about the Turkish Grand Prix before
Please.
we head over to Bahrain.
Please.
We've done the awards. The fastest lap was Lando Norris.
Hmm.
He did 1 minute 36.806. He got the extra point. Got 4 points for the weekend, finishing in 8th. Then we have the fastest pit stop was Red Bull with a 2.03. Even with rain and slick conditions, they still managed a 2.03. And the driver of the day, according to the people around the world, was Sebastian Vettel. We have our tipping results.
Oh, how am I going, Luke? I've not entered any tips for a while.
No, you haven't.
And apologies for not being here last week, Luke.
What happened, Adam? Tell the listeners what happened.
Children
Children?
got in the way.
A car issue.
Car issue. Oh, I don't want to talk about the car.
What kind of car is it? Give him a plug.
it's a
Give him a shout out.
No, it's don't buy an Audi Q7. That piece of shit. Anyway, basically had to rebuild the whole thing from the ground up.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Anyway, so kids, Audi blowing up, and it just, yep, I was a bit sidetracked, Luke.
Bit busy life.
But having said that, can I just say that your
Stop.
solo podcast, Luke, we've had some feedback, and it is all being very positive.
I mean, the feedback I got from people was I had trouble sleeping and I whipped on your solo podcast and I drifted off within the first 5 minutes. And that's exactly what I'd planned to do. I'm like, you know what? I'll use my soothing voice to put people to sleep as I talk about Formula One. And it seemed to work.
Well, I mean, it worked for me because I, listened to it and 2 minutes later, sound asleep. Perfect.
So Cliff got a fantastic result for the Turkish Grand Prix. Got 18 out of 20.
Holy
He got 2 wrong.
hell.
18. I
What?
think that's one of the best that we've had
That's
so far
impossible.
this year. Yeah, 18.
Holy shit.
So the ladder, for 3 more races to go, we got
What did I get?
triple header.
Just quietly, because I get the lowest score.
You got the
having
lowest
not
score.
submitted any tips. What did I get?
You got 11.
It's not great.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of good.
Yeah.
So you're on 176 points.
I'm last, aren't I?
Yes.
Fuck.
Pat Foley is on 180.
Ooh.
So you're close to Pat.
Yeah, Paddy boy, you're in trouble.
Jim Foley, 185.
He's very good.
Pete, 192.
Ooh.
Cliff, 193. And me, 194.
Get out of town. It's a 3-way tussle.
It's all to play for.
Wow.
3 races to go.
This is interesting, Luke.
I must admit, Cliff and Pete are lucky because 1 week Cliff didn't put his tips in.
Oh, yeah.
1 week Pete didn't put his
Got the
tips
lowest
in. So
round.
he got the lowest round scores.
But they were just fortunate.
Kept him in the game.
Kept him in the game. And you
So 3 races to go,
in
boys.
the lead.
Keep it going.
Yeah, Pete did start. He got out of the blocks very quick, and he's lost a lot of momentum.
Cliff has been very...
very consistent.
he has put a lot of emphasis on Sebastian Vettel throughout the season. And
To his
it
detriment.
came good to him.
Finally,
Yep, Sebastian
stay true.
did a great job at the Turkish Grand Prix. So let's see what happens.
We're
The
gonna
last
speak to,
three
we're gonna
races.
speak to Sebastian very shortly, Luke, by the way.
Mm.
Catch up with Sebastian.
We have the Turd Championship.
Oh, the Turd Championship. Tell us about the Turd Championship, Luke. It's the reverse. Sorry, that was me just wandering away from the microphone. Tell us, Luke, about the Turd Championship. What's that about? Can you tell us, please?
Well, the Turd Championship is just a really good championship where we just talk about...
You know what it is? It's stagecraft.
It's the only active championship that's worth anything. Everything else one and done. The Turd
It's
Championship...
alive and well.
Still alive.
Alive and well.
So we have... So the Turd Championship works in the reverse order. If you come 20th, if you are classified 20th and dead last, you get a negative 25 points. If you get a race win, you get 25 points. So it works in the same scoring as the opposite way.
Yeah.
So the leader of the Turd Championship is Kevin Magnussen on negative 146 points.
So far, the shittest driver.
The
of
shittest
season.
driver of the season. George Russell is on 135 negative points.
Wow.
Close is his teammate on 131 negative points.
Mhm.
And they're the top three.
Wow.
But if you look at all the other guys in the championship, and so Lewis and Sergio are not on the championship. They have no negative points. They haven't finished outside the top 10 for the whole season, even though Sergio didn't race.
Yep.
Lando Norris, he is less shit than Carlos Sainz,
Yeah.
according to our championship.
Yeah. No, I
So Lance
that's
is on
true.
negative 18. Sorry, Lando's on negative 18, and Carlos on negative 48. Valtteri Bottas is shitter than Lewis. These are facts, man.
This is
This is just by Turd
You
Championship.
can't argue with this.
No. So Valtteri's on negative 25 points. Lewis has no negative points. Alexander Albon. Funny thing is, Alexander Albon is actually a better driver than Max Verstappen.
Is that right?
Yep. And I won't disagree.
No, I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Max Verstappen is shitter.
is a lot more likable than Max.
Oh,
isn't
yep. Yep. He's not impatient.
he? He's not Dutch.
Not Dutch.
If you're Dutch, that's an automatic.
Negative 50 points.
You're kind of pretty boring.
Who else we got that's a shit driver? So Lance is shitter than Sergio.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's
You
fact.
can't argue with that.
Kvyat is shitter than Gasly.
Cool.
Actually, no. That's the other way around.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Kvyat
whoa.
is on negative 50 points. Pierre Gasly's on 88.
This is where the problem lies, Luke. With this
There is no
system.
problem. This is facts.
This is fact.
Mm.
This is
But
fact.
the funny thing is, in qualifying and race, head to head, they're both 7 apiece.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Because it seems like Gasly's had a way better season. But propped up by the fact that he's, won a race,
Yeah.
had a podium. He's had a podium as well on top of the race win. Kvyat's had none. So his excellent has been really good, but his bad's been really bad.
Yeah. Who else we got? So Sebastian Vettel. He's
Substantially shitter.
he's much better than Charles Leclerc, according to
What?
the third champ. It's facts, mate.
What?
It's facts.
Hey,
Can't make this shit up.
you can't. It's not alternate facts. This is real facts.
No.
Facts.
Kimi Raikkonen is a better driver than Antonio Giovinazzi.
Yeah.
Kimi Raikkonen's on negative 58 points. Antonio Giovinazzi's on a negative 119 points.
Jeez Louise.
That's pretty shit.
That's very shit. Luke.
Um,
very shit.
Who else we got? We got Esteban Ocon. He's
shit.
He's shitter than Daniel Ricciardo.
He's very shit.
So this third championship pretty fucking accurate.
Pretty good.
George Russell, he's only 4 points shitter than Nicholas Latifi. I think that's probably the only one that's
Yeah.
skewed.
That seems a bit. off.
Kevin Magnussen's shitter than everyone else. He's shitter than Romain Grosjean. Yeah, so that's the updated third championship. Very
Wow.
important.
There you go.
I'll just run through the Spec with Jim
Please
Medal
do. Please do.
votes at the moment. The personality, he's on 11. The personality's on 13. Douche Canoe 11. Gasman 8. Tier 1 at Tesla 8. Chuck Norris on 6, Daddy's Boy 6, Minifon 6, Talented Nico 4, The Chosen One 4, Fingerboy 3, Mad Max 3, Other Finn 3, TIE Fighter 2, Mags 1, French Stick 1.
That's all to play for in Bahrain, my good man. Speaking of which, it's coming up in just a couple of days' time. What are you looking forward to in the desert, Luke? What are we going to get us fingers in between? Some sand?
I think there'll be some sand,
Some driving?
some grit.
No rain, probably?
There is a chance of rain on Saturday
Is that
and
right?
Sunday.
Is that right?
A sprinkling of rain on
In Bahrain?
Saturday, yes, and a possibility of a shower on Sunday.
Geez, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
It would.
Wouldn't see many wet Bahrain tracks.
No, I think
you ever
there
seen
was.
one?
I think there was one weekend, one Bahrain Grand Prix where after a session or after quali or after the race there was a deluge of rain, and that was about it. But none while the cars are going around. I can't recall.
Gee, that'd spice things right up because there's nothing to play for.
No.
But except for that fourth place and the third championship, of course.
So the fourth place in the drivers: Sergio 100, Leclerc 97, Daniel Ricciardo 96.
Also, Sergio's leapfrog
Sergio's leapfrogged him.
Dan
with his
from that
P2.
last race. And Charles, did you say he's in front of Dan?
Yep, 97.
Oh, Dan's just gone from fourth to sixth in a blink. But it's
And-
all still to play for, though.
Yep, and the third in the Constructors' Championship, which is pretty much wrapped up, you'd think, with Racing Point, 154, but only 5 points behind is McLaren. And then there's Renault 136, Ferrari on 130.
Gee, how good would it be just to delete Hamilton from the championship,
Oh.
delete Bottas and delete Max, and
Yep.
then go, all right,
The
those
rest
guys,
of you.
they've been suspended for conduct unbecoming, and this is the World Championship race. 2 races to go,
Good luck,
split by
fellas.
what? Separated by what? 5-6 points?
Yep. Tasty.
Jesus.
So there's we've got 2 races in Bahrain. We've got the traditional GP circuit track, which they'll be running this weekend, and then they've got the what they're calling the oval track, which is the external track of Bahrain. They're calling it the Sakhir circuit.
Oh,
So they're running a different circuit from each Grand Prix weekend, and then they
Nice.
have Abu Dhabi finale after that. So we've got 3 races in 3 weeks to finish off a very jam-packed season we've had.
you know what that means for us? Some back-to-back podcasting, my friend.
Oh yeah,
Going to see you more often. I'm going to podcast. We're going to podcast and get sweaty.
we are gonna get tasty.
Get it on.
lick
Speaking
the
of getting
salt.
sweaty and licking salt, Sebastian Vettel.
Oh,
He's on
great
hold.
segue.
Let's Skype him right now.
Should we
'cause
call
he's
that segue of the day?
I think so. Speaking of salty licking, it's Sebastian. Hey guys.
Oh,
Hey guys.
salty. Do you like that?
You just guys got my attention. Oh my God. Jesus
I can
Christ.
see. I can see the attention from here.
I was
Something is-
busy and now I'm not.
Your little
Suddenly-
Hitler's standing up there.
Yeah, I got my little Unschuld with a little moustache. I paint a little moustache on his face.
That's for November. Good to see.
I do the Movember downstairs. Not
really?
just, I don't do it upstairs.
Did
I
you give
do
it a Charlie Chaplin or
It's got a little costume, a little sparkly costume, sure. Hey, look, I just got
a
to
Freddie
say.
Mercury?
Jesus, did you see me on the race?
I did.
In the turkey?
I did.
No longer the last turkey in the shop, am I?
Should I call you Pablo Vettel since
Oh.
your Mexican flag was behind
Yeah,
your
what
head?
the fuck? Why is it putting the Mexico flag behind me? Germany's greatest driver of all time? Not true. Not true, but that's okay.
Not by a long shot.
In the top 10.
Yeah, it's definitely in the top 10. Probably top 2.
I insist that guy got fire. I say, you got fire now. Get over here. Take a pounce down. You, hey.
Was he hairy?
Very hairy Turkish guy. Like a baboon. And I shaved him right down. I said, you're such a naughty guy.
Yeah.
But also very handsome. Look at his hair. It's disgusting and also intriguing. I want to
Did you use a lot of oil?
after the shaving. You don't oil before you
Do you
shave.
beat them with...
Have you not been manscaping?
No.
You never oil the hair before you shave it.
No.
Because the blades will gets caught in the blades.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, you shave first, shower, and then
Shave again.
bleach,
Bleach.
and then oil.
Then
Then
oil.
the oil.
Oil at the end.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, look, have you been working out? How's the diet going? You're looking fantastic.
I'm tired,
Yeah,
but
you look,
good tired.
Yeah, you look sick. You look a bit like Robert Kubica.
I thought you were going to say
Be
someone.
honest.
Who was the character in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, das. The AIDSy guy.
The
From-
80
From the fucking in the
Tom
asshole.
Hanks?
Yeah. Tom Hanks.
There we
Sure,
go.
he likes in the ass. I never.
Congratulations on your third place.
I've never done in the ass. Oh, sorry.
Really?
Oh, so you congratulated me
You
on.
haven't?
His name's Dave.
Oh, you
And-
haven't met Dave yet.
It was just a time in, without, hey, weakness. I had some little weakness.
How are the
Actually,
kids?
Wasn't that a little, actually? My God, it was big. Really? Oh, yeah, great. No, my kids are great. Super heterosexual guy like me, having lots of kids, sure, whatever. Helga, my wife.
So you came
She's
third.
such a, wow, she's got such a deep voice. Have you met my wife?
I have, actually.
She's,
She's a delight.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure she's a woman.
Really?
It's okay. It's convenient.
You're
whatever.
fine with that.
That's fine. It's okay.
Fine. You've got kids, so I
Yeah, what's the
dare say that
question?
she
Hey,
is.
I don't want to have my personal life involved in the podcast. I said, if I'm going to be on this what's this podcast called again?
The
I don't
F1.
fucking care what this podcast is called. I just don't want to talk about personal life.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Und what is your question?
So congratulations on your third place.
Thank you very much.
You happy to be back up on the podium?
Yeah, that is nice, except for the fact there's a fucking Mexican flag behind my head. Jesus Christ! I had to shave him down and oil him up to
We're just not talking about your personal life.
teach him a lesson.
We're going to
I
talk about
really
racing.
taught him a good
Was
lesson.
it, how greasy was it out?
Very oily. And I didn't actually add any oil.
No, we're talking about the race.
The Turkish guys. All Turkish guys are so oily. Oh, yes, the rice. Sorry. Oh, gosh. I'm so embarrassed. He was so oily, though. Look, you have no idea.
The track.
Yes, it was very. That's what I'm talking about.
It was
What are
greasy
you
the whole
talking about?
weekend.
Greasing the hole? Don't grease the hole. Look. Stop. I don't want to talk about my personal life. Please, let's talk about the racing, okay?
Okay.
It's a slippery circuit. But once you jump on him, it's just slippery all of it. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just snorted.
You did. You did
I'm so
snort.
sorry.
It's a little Sebastian
Oh, Jesus.
snort.
I'm so proud of the third place. Really great. I really drove it home. I also drove a great race. I also drove a really great race.
All right, Sebastian, it's
Hi, guys. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
great to talk to you again.
Oh, my. Do we have to have him on?
He's
I know he's a four-time world champion, but fuck, he brings nothing to this podcast.
well, I'm sure someone will get something out of that.
I can't imagine what they're going to get out of that, Luke. I think we should just not answer his Skype calls from now on.
Yeah, maybe.
Just ignore him.
Maybe.
Ignore a four-time world champion. Oh,
So if we get a 7-time world champion, then that'd be nice.
that'd be all right. Oh, I'm not sure after us calling him douche canoe constantly for 2 years.
Hey, that wasn't orchestrated by us. That was a clean sweep vote by the fans,
That's true.
the listeners.
It had nothing to do with us.
There was ham sandwich because he's a vegan. I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
They chose douche canoe.
What are we to do?
We do what the listeners tell us to do.
We are at the mercy of the fans
So?
on this podcast.
Lewis, the douche canoe Hamilton,
Yeah,
is a 7-time world champion,
he is.
and respect to that. So this weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix, it is in the 5.412 kilometre track, 57 laps of a 308.238 kilometre race. Clockwise, 9 right-handers. You've got 6 left-handers. The first Grand Prix was in 2004. Last year's winner was Lewis ahead of Bottas and Charles Leclerc, who it's probably the race that Charles should have won his first race
Ah, yes.
last year, and he had an engine or a KERS issue at the end, and he still came third. Charles got his pole position was a 1 minute 27.866, the lap record back in 2005. Can you guess who had a lap record? 2005, he was driving for McLaren. He wasn't a full-time driver of McLaren, but he was in McLaren 2005. He's Spanish.
Well, Sergio was a McLaren driver with teammates.
2005. A little bit ahead of Sergio.
No, can't think.
No, it was Pedro de la Rosa.
Oh, De La Rosa.
It's on
Pedro.
the tip of your tongue.
What, he wasn't a full-time driver?
No. He was standing in.
For whom?
I think it was 2005. Someone had an accident and he stepped in for the remainder of the season. Or someone left.
Oh,
Maybe Kimi left?
okay.
No. I don't remember.
I can't remember. It's okay.
I don't think he was a full... Maybe he was.
I don't remember him being a part-time driver, but then, no. I mean, hey, I didn't even pick it. I didn't pick him, so.
But anyway, he has the lap record.
Is that right? That is
Of
phenomenal.
the
Pedro de la
Sakir
Rosa has
circuit.
the record.
Mm.
You're kidding me.
No. I'm really not.
That's just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Was the circuit the same as it is? Has it been changed somewhat? Is it now longer?
They've changed it 1 year, which I think was 2009. I think they raced slightly different track.
Was the 2005 car that fast?
I think it was. In terms of these conditions and how they're
V12?
V10,
V10?
back then.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. He was a very good driver.
Very good driver.
The old Pedro
Underrated.
de la Rosa,
Underrated driver.
definitely.
And very quick, obviously, because he has a record.
Has the lap record. The tyres they're using this weekend is the C2, C3 and C4. The race time, local time in Bahrain is 5:10 p.m.
Is it a reasonable time here in the east coast of Australia, Luke?
Hell no. So the daylight savings time people, so Melbourne and Sydney, or Victorian, New South Wales and Canberrans, you are looking at 1:10 a.m. Queensland time at 12:10 a.m.
Yeah, that's a bit shit.
Western Australia and Ulaanbaatar.
Oh, Ulaanbaatar.
Yep.
Love Ulan.
10 past 10 p.m. on the Sunday night. New Zealand, another tough one for you. 3:10 a.m.
Oh, that's tough.
Monday morning.
Yep.
The Isle of Man and the rest of the United Kingdom. 2:10 p.m. Nice time for them.
Very nice.
East Coast of the United States, 9:10 a.m. West Coast of the United States, 6:10 a.m. A great time.
We're all very jealous.
And looking at the stats, 2005, Pedro de la Rosa had raced one race in 2005. That was in Bahrain.
Of which he got the lap record.
He got the lap record.
I mean, that's amazing. Round of applause. One race. And he happens to get the record.
He got the lap record.
That's incredible.
Yep. There you go.
Good
Figure
bit
that
of
one out.
information. Look at you, hey?
Okay, stats on the go.
The stats man.
So we have... what are you looking forward to this weekend, Adam?
I'm looking forward to the tussle for the 4th place in the World Championship. Luke, I'm looking forward to Dan making amends. I don't think he had a did not finish last. He had an engine go. Anyway, he didn't do, not traditionally a great track for Dan. And he's going to have to be there twice. So he's got an uphill battle to come 4th in the World Championship. He's got Charles and Checo Perez in front of him. Tough ask, but I'd love to see Dan get the elbows out and get another podium. What about yourself?
I will show you what the Bahrain second race track will look like.
Look at that.
That's what it looks
It's
like.
a square, Luke. It's basically a square. Very fast, I'm thinking.
It'll be a very fast lap. They're doing 87 laps.
87. It's a very short.
3.543 kilometre track.
He's very short.
That's next weekend.
That's half the race distance to a normal that we have been experiencing. That's
Well,
a
yes.
very short
A
track.
rate track, yes, track. They'll still be going 307.995 kilometres for the race. They have no lap record because they haven't driven a Formula One car on that external track.
Who do you think is going to benefit on that track? Well, traditionally, Bahrain has been good for Mercedes, but every track's been good for Mercedes.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of long straights, a lot of engine grunt. Be interesting to see how many DRS zones are going to be.
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, there you go.
That is the other track. So maybe that could be different for Daniel. Because traditionally Bahrain hasn't been that strong for him.
No.
He's had a couple of good showings, but nothing spectacular.
Anything you're looking forward to in this race?
I'm looking forward to just basically seeing F1 again.
Mm.
I think it'll be tight in the middle. I'm interested to see if Lewis is just going to park the car or if he's going to try and win more races. If he's just like, hey, I've got it all wrapped up. I can take my foot off the throttle. I can relax. I can enjoy it. Maybe some demonstration driving, doing some drifting.
Yep.
Maybe some reverse parking.
Ooh,
some
lovely.
stunt stuff.
Stunts.
Because there's nothing else to really go for him.
Let's get the
Maybe
fans
even
involved.
just demote himself to the back of the grid. Just go, you know what? I'm going to start back here, fellas, and give
Yeah,
myself a
dude,
challenge for
I'm
the
going
day.
to do the reverse grid, okay?
Just him.
I know I qualified first, but I'm actually going to start 20
Do you reckon he could
that cool?
beat Valtteri Bottas
if he started
starting
last.
dead last?
I reckon. It'd be pretty close. Might be one of that last lap thriller, I reckon, as he makes his way through Bottas doing his normal, stupid things that he does. Running off track, hitting someone, just being slow, not being able to pass. Yeah, Hamilton would take him, I reckon.
There you go.
For sure. Yeah,
That's what we should do, Lewis. Just demote yourself to the back of the grid.
I love it.
Tips.
Tips for the race.
Yep.
Oh, is there any point in me doing this? I'm coming well last.
Well, you just give the guide for other people not to tip what you're
Good
tipping.
call. All right.
So go Mercedes.
I need to throw some caution to the wind. Let's throw in a Bottas, please, Lucas. I need to roll some doubles.
Double Bottas.
Double Bottas,
Is
please.
this because Bottas or Hamilton really doesn't care?
Yes. I think motivation is not going to be high on the list.
Yep. Generally, once Lewis wins the World Championship, he
Checks
switches
out.
off.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
If he checks out, he should give someone else a drive.
I totally agree.
There we go.
Yep. Hulkenberg.
There we go.
Get the
Hulkenberg.
best third driver in there.
Chuck him in.
Team play.
Ferrari.
Sebastian.
Seb for both.
Both. Lock it in.
Ooh.
Just assume they're all both.
Okay.
I'd like to
Red
make it
Bull
easy.
Racing.
Max. I'd like to say Albon, but it's just not going to happen.
Let's go Renault.
Double Dan.
Double Dan.
He needs it. He's motivated. He wants fourth.
McLaren.
Double Norris.
Norris. Alpha Tauri.
Double Gasly.
Gasman. Ooh, what else we got? Haas.
Tough one.
Mm.
They're both so shit, aren't they?
Well, Kevin Magnussen is the shittest driver in Formula 1
He's
according to
technically
the
the
Third
shittest.
Championship.
Let's go double Grosjean.
Grosjean.
I need to throw some wild cards in here.
Let's look at Racing Point. Don't know why I'm thinking them so late.
Double Perez, as he's trying to impress Red Bull for a seat next year, which I think he will get.
Do you reckon he'll get it?
I think he'll be in the Red Bull seat.
All right, Alfa Romeo, Giovinazzi or Raikkonen.
Raikkonen.
Raikkonen. All right, and we're going to go with Williams. I think that's
George
it.
Russell. Double George.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Perfect.
Done.
Perfect. We have Dan Ricciardo, the personality, Mr. Dan Ricciardo, on this very podcast, Luke, on hold, waiting for us. Before we get to him, though, before we get to Dan, I know we keep pushing Dan back, but we will get to him in a second. The track that everyone's talking about in 2021, the Monaco of the Gold Coast, Luke, the Narang Grand Prix. We can taste it, we can feel it.
Yep.
Another Aussie Grand Prix is within reaching distance. We've got Vietnam that's been given the boot. There's a spot that's available. What is the inside knowledge? What have you heard? You are famous for getting inside information at the F1 paddock.
This is true.
What's the whispers?
The whispers are Narang is a shithole, and we may not go there. That was the word that I heard.
Whoa. Who can you divulge the person that was?
Stefano Domenicali.
Stefano Domenicali.
He will be the future CEO. I welcomed Stefano into Narang.
There's pizza. Have they got a Pizza Hut?
We drove the track.
There's an Eagle Boys Pizza Hut.
We drove the track. I gave him the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Told him where all the great sites were, the nude section,
Did you visit
the
Susie?
F1 podcast show bag upon arrival.
The prostitute Susie? Did he meet Susie?
He met her. He spent a lot of time with her.
Did he? And he still wasn't impressed. But she's got so many tricks up her sleeve.
She has a lot of things up her sleeve. Tricks.
Well, Domenico.
Not one of them.
She had Domenico
She had.
up her sleeve.
She can play dominoes with See, her nickname on the street is Dominoes
Yes, it is.
because we've got the hots for what's in the box with the dots. So she's the one with the box that has the dots.
And the dots is the syphilis
Syphilis and
and
herpes.
the herpes.
Yeah. So he's not keen on it. I think by saying that we need to get more money.
So after his itching had subsided, what was the fee? He said he wasn't keen at all on Narang. He just didn't think.
He did this while rubbing his fingers together, like in association with we need some
we need
money.
Some money.
And that's when Narang is like, we've got some new sponsors on board. We have some exciting news in terms of our catering.
Yes, catering is.
We have the Speckled Gym Burger, which will
Yeah.
be available trackside.
beautiful, delicious,
It comes with a side of beak.
and cock. It has a light hint
The-
taste
the-
of
the-
taste of cock.
The chips are
The mayonnaise doesn't.
100% cock.
And the mayonnaise isn't right. It's not right. It does taste a little bit
Curdled.
blowy.
Thick. I wouldn't have it.
I normally say hold the sauce with the speckled gym burger, but that's just me. Some people dig it.
There is we've made some changes to the track. We've put new concrete down.
Oh, good. So
We couldn't afford asphalt,
Yeah,
so we got
concrete.
just concrete.
Very slippery.
It's green concrete, so it looks
Oh.
natural.
It's an AstroTurf type.
We had some Greek families help us out with the green
brilliant.
concrete. They had a bit of that spare left over from what they did to their front yard.
We did the lamb roast. We did the
Mm-hmm.
lamb on the spit. Got the whole community over.
Yep.
They basically just concreted everything they could see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit slippery, but I will run some laps around that in the Hyundai i30 just to grip it up a little bit before they arrive.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're ready. It's just a matter about getting the funds behind us,
Yeah.
greasing the wheels.
We
You know,
just-
we've got local parliament in our hands. We've got them.
Yes. Oh, yes.
We've got them covered.
Yep.
It's just about getting Formula One and the people of Formula One
To take it seriously.
in with us, in bed with us, because Susie didn't help.
No, I think she hindered more than anything.
We got him in bed with her.
I think the scratching didn't help the syphilis.
He said it burned when he peed.
So that's probably we probably
Chlamydia,
shouldn't. That was a bad
Gonorrhea,
move.
one of those.
That's okay.
But there was really no one else. All the other girls were busy.
Yeah,
She's sort of midweek.
she's never busy.
No, she's very efficient.
Accommodating, efficient, but not busy.
She knows how to trigger that vagus nerve.
She sure does. Yes, she does. Okay, well that's kind of good news. That is good. I mean, it's positive. We just have to, as you say, grease the wheel,
It's about money now.
come up with some cash.
I realised it's not about the razzle dazzle. He loved the Narang River.
Yep.
He loved the layout of the track. It was just and
It is.
his favourite part was the nude section. And as we walked the
would
track,
love
he
that.
took his clothes off just to
did.
stand there and embrace the breeze of Narang.
Yep. He loved it.
He loved it. He saw a koala.
Yep.
That's probably where he got the chlamydia from.
Yep.
But he really enjoyed it. But it was just that matter of he kept rubbing those fingers
Just
together.
need some money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we can
Mafia.
grease the wheels, if we can get a good 20, 30 million,
we're a chance.
we are a chance.
We're a chance at this.
So we're going to do a GoFundMe page. If anyone wants to throw some coins there,
The Narang Grand Prix.
all of our
Monaco of the
serious
Gold
listeners,
Coast.
Mum, dig deep.
She's a millionaire.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
she cooks like a millionaire.
in Japan,
Look at this spread. I mean,
it's a
look at
significant
this spread. If
smorgasbord.
she should be. If she's not already, she's a millionaire at heart.
Oh,
Not so much financially,
Yeah.
but in terms of love and ability to bring people together through cooking and culinary skills. That lady's a millionaire.
yeah, all of this stuff. Mum's special technique.
Yeah.
It's called I don't know if you've heard of this before. It's called the microwave.
The machwev. It's amazing.
That's how she cooks the Bahrain food in the microwave.
In the machwev.
Microwave.
That's the traditional Bahraini method, I think. Wow. And all this has been
All
prepared
of this
in the
microwave.
Even this, what is that? over
Lamb.
there? That's lamb. That
Lamb.
looks like some sort of custard prepared.
It's
Middle
probably
Eastern
been
custard.
sitting out too long. It's now custard.
Oh, okay. That was also prepared in the microwave. Wow. She's good.
She's
very
great. She's very industrious. And she
Very
can do
good.
anything in the microwave.
It's incredible.
Hmm.
She's got the Woman's Weekly microwave book.
Don't give away the secret. Fucking hell.
Did I just give it away?
No, no one listened anyway. They didn't hear that bit. But yes.
No.
Mum's tip in the microwave.
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 What's her tip? 30 minutes. 30 minutes on high heat.
Very high.
Defrost
Incredibly high. And it just
until it
comes out
basically
bubbling.
bubbling.
Everything comes out bubbling.
Burns your tongue.
Yep.
As long as it doesn't matter what you cook, as long as it burns your tongue.
The camel's eyes, bubbling.
Bubbling away.
And when you think your fucking tea's hot in that thing you've got.
Try
no,
that
no,
eyeball.
No. Try that eyeball.
Try that testicle over
Cool
there.
on the outside, magma in the middle.
Yeah. She does cook a lovely testicle. Very nice. She
Tender
just tender. The
and
marinade.
juicy. It
Juicy.
squirts when you bite into it.
It just dribbles down your chin, Luke. It's delightful. I'm always
I always
wiping
get
off
shit in
the
my.
juice.
I always get testicle in my beard.
Yeah, you do.
I hate that.
I was going to say, there's a testicle in your beard, Luke. You might want to move that. I didn't want to point it out because that would be rude.
Ah, shit.
There you go. You
I'll
got
never
it.
get that
You got
now.
a bit of testicle there.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Thank you so much. I'm
to see
looking
ya.
forward to the race.
Yep.
And I will be back here if I can remember that it's on for the next podcast
Yep.
for the Bahrain wrap up. Let's do it.
See you next time.
See you, Luke. Bye.
Don't shit yourself.
Too late.
Oh, Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, Dan.